Hi guys, welcome back to LPB Racing for the historic Open Wheel Championship on Project Cars 2. This is round 2 of the special event at round 4 here at Monaco. We're getting ready for a start in these old Lotus 49s. It is Bidzster on pole position in this one, so he gets the extra 2 points. And then it's Neil in second, Andrea third, SHAREx fourth, Spapper in fifth, TY in sixth, seventh for Stevie, Arzadar eighth, and then we've got Callum in 9th, Stacker 10th, Blakeney 11th, and Brad is in 12th. So Stacker's made it in for this one. Unfortunately, had a wheel problem in the last one, so he couldn't make it in. As we get ready for a start here at Monaco, 22 laps with a pit stop, and we're off. When everyone gets a decent start, let's make sure we get through Sandoval cleanly. There goes Bidzster, everyone else nicely going through. SHAREx a bit of contact in the midfield, and everyone actually got through Sandoval cleanly. And brilliant stuff as we go up the hill. And everyone's with everyone. SHAREx has got a car alongside him, and then Brad has hit Stacker in the back, and Spapper goes wide. SHAREx goes through. He tries to. Stevie goes wide, but we go down to the bottom hairpin. Arzadar blade up the inside of Stevie. What a move! Nice one. And then TY tries to go up the inside as well, and he just about does that as well. SHAREx having a go at Neil now, his teammate, but it's Bidzster and Andrea at the front pulling away. As we go down towards the tunnel, and into the tunnel we go. So it's Bidzster in the lead, it's not Callum in the lead, it's Bidzster. It's just the timing screen having a bit of a glitch there as we go into the chicane at the bottom. As we look at SHAREx then, up the inside, up the inside of SHAREx, and SHAREx has to cut across the chicane, but then he'll have to give up the place anyway because of the penalty. And then Arzadar trying to be opportunistic and go through, and he does. Good move there from Arzadar Blade as we go into the swimming pool section. SHAREx going slightly backwards here into the chicane, and Arzadar Blade gets hooked up a bit, and then that slows SHAREx and Stevie down. But everyone else nicely through there. Stevie hits TY in the back end a little bit, but everyone nice and cleanly through. Brilliant opening lap by everyone. That's the kind of standard we want to see here at LPB Racing. As Bidzster in the lead then from Andrea, Neil in third from Spapper, then it's Arzadar Blade and SHAREx close together as we come towards Sandoval. SHAREx taps the wall on the outside, but then Arzadar Blade goes wide. SHAREx tries to go through, TY right behind him as well. Brilliant stuff this. As we go up the hill, remember this race is double points, that's why people are fighting hard for positions. As we see Arzadar goes a bit wide, SHAREx has to avoid it, and TY has to avoid him. Close stuff as we go up and over the little hill, down the bottom towards the hairpin. And then we've got the Lowe's hairpin after this, which is where the hotel is, this famous camera here. Let's get rid of this so you can actually see what's happening. As SHAREx tries to mount the inside to try and get past Arzadar, but that didn't work. As we go through here, Arzadar Blade hits the wall, but SHAREx can't capitalise, but will TY. TY goes to the outside of SHAREx. Will he be able to get the position around the outside? No, he hits the wall, so can't quite make it stick as we go down the bottom then, onto the brakes for the chicane. Nice cleanly through. Neil Farmack then has got Spapper behind him, so he's got Spapper behind, he's closing up, or trying to, as we got TY and Stevie side by side into the swimming pool, and Stevie's on the inside, TY's on the outside, not letting him go. There's contact between the two, but they just get away with it. Whoa, very close stuff here. Through the swimming pool into Raskas. TY almost does a Schumacher and parks it on the apex, but luckily just gets away with it. And on downwards, down towards Sandoval again, as Bidzster and Andrea up front. Andrea pressuring Bidzster, Spapper slides it through the first corner. Fantastic car control. As Arzadar hits the wall, this could be an opportunity for SHAREx to come through. Now the pit window is open now, so you can pit any time from now. Callum unfortunately has had to retire from the race. I don't know what that was for, but Callum has somehow had to retire from the race. So very unfortunate from Callum there. As Neil and Spapper come down the hill, and then so does SHAREx and Razor. So Arzadar Blade trying to keep SHAREx behind. So Razor just trying to keep SHAREx back. TY in a nice 7th position there. Further back we've got Blakeney. There he is. And then Brad is further back. He's still struggling with his car. So still getting used to the wheel, and he's not doing too bad. As Azadar and Cyrex then in the tunnel. Azadar putting a slight gap now on Cyrex, so it looks like we're starting to string out a little bit. As oh, what happened to TY there? He's gone off. He's gone off even before the chicane. That was random. So he's reversing, getting the car sorted out. But Stacker's gone through his teammate, and now Blakeney goes through as well. So something really weird for TY there. We'll get a replay on that. TY, so watch his car here, brakes, and then back, and then the car just stops. It's like it were a glitch or something, and then he just hit the wall, and then the car just stopped. Really unrealistic there. But yeah, score one for Project Cars gameplay. But and then he rejoins behind Blakeney. So really unlucky there for TY. He got caught. As we come back from that then, let's have a look at Bidzster in the lead. He's coming across the line. Andrea's not too far behind him into Sandevot. And then up the hill we go. Bidzster up the hill. Nicely through the top, through Casino, sliding the car out and drifting the car through the Casino, and makes a little mistake there. Andrea will try and capitalise. So Andrea trying to catch up to him as Bidzster there makes a few mistakes, and Andrea closes up. Just get into the little detail for now so we can see. There we go. And there's Neil Farmack coming down here. Spapper's fallen back off him by about a second or so as well. And Arsenaar's in the wall. Arsenaar's in the wall. So Arsenaar makes a mistake now. Was he pushed or did he fall? We'll get a replay. Arsenaar Blade just outbrakes himself and bang into the wall himself. No contact. And so as we come back from that one then, we continue with Arsenaar Blade trying to catch up, and then Stevie has got Stacker behind him now. Nope, to the tunnel. Oh, Stevie makes a mistake out of the tunnel and goes round, hits the tyre wall, and gets the car spun back round. Oh, very good 180 there from Stevie. And then we resume with Blakeney right behind him. Blakeney looking for a way through now as we go down towards the chicane, but Blakeney hits the wall in the tunnel and onto the brakes. Stevie will have quite warm rear tyres now because of that turn round he just did, but I think he's okay. Yeah, he is, he's fine. But Andrea and Bidzster are not separated by much. Just over half a second between them two as they come across the line. Remember, we're going to watch for people pitting as well in this. I think TY's fallen back obviously because he's made that mistake earlier. But he might have pitted, I don't know, we didn't see. But obviously you're only classified at the end if you actually do pit. So a bit like Andrea in the last race as Bidzster slides the car into Casino. Absolutely on the edge here, Bidzster. Ultimate car control as we go down the bottom of the hill then. Andrea behind. Bidzster slides the car into the apex as well. Oh wow, brilliant stuff here, and Andrea doing the same. Andrea really pushing to try and stay with him as well. So really good from between these two. Let's look at Cyrex in 5th. Let's look and see if we can see any battles further down the field. We've got a little bit more spread out now, so the pit stops might make things closer later on in the race, but the main battle at the minute is for the lead obviously. But Stevie's fallen behind Blakeney now, so Stevie having a few problems here. Brad is further back as well. He's further back. TY's there. He's 16 seconds off Stevie, so he might have pitted for all we know, but we'll have to see. And Cyrex comes down to the chicane then with Spapper not close, not far behind as he... Whoa! Perfect line through the chicane there from Cyrex. Just using the minimum curve that you can. And Bidzster then into Laras Cass and sliding the car out through the last corner. And Andrea, there he is, behind. Trying to stick with him. But Bidzster pulling out the gap again to 2 seconds. Let's have a look at lap times. 1:37.7 for Bidzster. And it's a 39.2 for Andrea. So Bidzster pulling out 2 seconds there in one lap. So Bidzster really pushing hard here now. As Blakeney goes through the chicane, through the swimming pool with Stevie following him in the white car. Nicely done there from both of them. Now remember, we're going to watch out for the pit stops as well. I think have we got someone making a pit stop here? Is that Stacker now? I thought I saw someone in the pits there. Oh, it's Callum, I think. Or is it Cyrex is in? Cyrex is in for his pit stop. So Cyrex has done his early. So early pit stop for Cyrex then. and he goes down the order. So TY can't. TY might have pitted. I think he has done actually because he's that far down. So Cyrix comes out the pit lane then, takes the limiter off. Hopefully stays within the yellow line. As you know from everyone at Monaco, that's what they have to do now. There's to do the yellow line. Perfect pit exit here from Cyrix. That's what everyone else should do when they do their stops as well. And Spapper's gone right back from Neil. He's gone quite far back. He's gone another about 8 seconds back from Neil, so had a mistake somewhere. As Razor passes Bradders, just pulls over literally to one side to let him through, so very generous there from Bradders. And here we are. Here's an old classic rivalry: Stevie versus Blakeney. These two really good friends in real life and really close rivals on track as well. There's Blakeney. Oh, Blakeney hits the wall. Stevie will close up a little bit, and then breaks down to the chicane. Into the chicane we go. And Blakeney using a lot more curve than Stevie there, but Stevie uses a lot more curve on the outside of the corner. And they both continue on their way. Through the chicane, through the left, and then through the swimming pool. And Stevie gets the car sideways. A hole full of power there to try and close it to Blakeney for this bit, but not quite close enough yet to make amends. But he's getting there as we come out the corner. No one pits this lap. Blakeney feeling like he's having to defend now. Braddy's about to get lapped, and they're going one each side. Oh, and Stevie does a hack-in on Schumacher at Spa, and Bradders was Zonta. What a move there from Stevie, and it was very risky because Bradders almost came across and hit him. But brilliant pass there from Stevie, absolute class. As we go up the hill, Stevie and Blakeney both improving with LPB racing with every race that they do, and that is just showing there. Stevie took the opportunity, a bit risky, but again, you've got to take the risk sometimes, and good move there from Stevie. But Blakeney's not giving up, he's right behind him. As we go towards the hairpin, there's Stevie in the white car at the bottom of your screen, then Blake, then Bradders, and then we've got Cyrix out the pits trying to get past Bradders, saying come on, blue flags, please. As we go through here, sorry guys, wrong button there. As we go through the tunnel, and Cyrix is that's a wall, that's a marshal. There we go. Bradders let Cyrix go, so good on him. So good blue flag skills there by Bradders, very generous to us. You don't have to be that generous, but it's nice that you are being as. Bidzster being caught by Andrea then, so Bidzster seems to have a fast spurt and then ends up being caught. So must have made a mistake somewhere, or the fact that Andrea's actually got his foot down and trying to catch Bidzster now, but Bidzster sliding the car through the corners, and Andrea behind, trying to keep up as we slide into the hairpin. Into the lowest hairpin we go. Bidzster slides the car into the apex, turns the car in, gets a good line out. So again, both drivers having their own styles. Onto the tunnel then, through the tunnel we go. Good line exit from there from Bidzster. And out the corner. As we've got Stevie and Blakeney very close as well. And remember, Cyrix is catching up to the back of these boys as well. And they've got they're catching up Stacker in front. So that could make things even more interesting, as I don't think anyone else has pitted just yet. As Blakeney goes quite wide there and Cyrix catches up to this bunch. Remember, Cyrix has done his pit stop, so he will be in front of these boys after they've done theirs. As we go down to the hairpin at the bottom, Blakeney gets startled by Cyrix and goes wide. So Blakeney gets startled by Cyrix and goes wide, and Cyrix takes the position. As Blakeney then gets himself out of shape. Obviously didn't expect Cyrix to close in that fast and got caught out. As we go through the tunnel, as Stevie hits the wall and the exit of the tunnel again, and Cyrix is going to have a good run here. I know this isn't really for position, but in one way it is and in one way it's not, because Stevie and Blakeney obviously haven't pitted yet, but we'll see what happens later on in the race. As Cyrix goes down to the chicane then, starts to catch Stevie, who runs wide, shortcuts the chicane, and he'll have to give up the place to Cyrix. Or he should do, but he's not giving up. Oh, he's not giving up though. Oh, he hits the wall, so now it's going to be inevitable now. Cyrix is going to be ahead. So Cyrix takes the position from Stevie, and through to the next chicane we go. So Cyrix gets a little bit of clean air now. Let's see what he can do. Will he drag Stevie along with him, or will Stevie have a little go? We tried to have a little go there. Obviously Stevie does not like being passed, but sometimes Stevie, you've got to suck it up and deal with it. but obviously Stevie will try and stay with Sarek all he can, and Sarek's then on the move. Meanwhile, the leader's then Andrea into the wall. Andrea into the wall just as we go to him there, just obviously pushing very hard to keep with Bidzster. They're both exactly almost the same time. Look at the top left of your screen. Bidzster at 137.7 and Andrea at 137.7. Only a 10,000th of a second between them. Brilliant stuff for these last few laps. Very consistent driving from both. So both on par with each other. That's exactly what we want to see. Sarek has gone backwards. He's being passed by Stevie. So Stevie has fought back. And Sarek goes back down to 8th, sorry. As Stevie again takes the position. So Sarek must have made a mistake somewhere. So go at the hairpin. TY catching these boys as well now. So TY start. Oh, Sarek goes off again. Slides the car wide. Very strange actions there. But everyone gets away with it. As Bidzster then through Sandevot with Andrea. Only 1.8 seconds behind as Braddis hits the wall there. Braddis hits the wall, resets and continues on. But hats off to Braddis for soldiering on. He's finding it quite hard around here. Obviously, it's not the kind of track that you want to go on when you've only had the wheel, a brand new racing wheel a couple of weeks. But he's getting there, he's learning it, and he's just got to get used to it in time. Obviously, it's a whole different ball game from the controller to the wheel, because the wheel brings this game alive. So, Bradders, you'll get there in time, mate. Just keep soldiering on, my friend. Azad Blake comes over the line in 5th place on his own. Then we've got Stacker in a really solid 6th place at the moment. And then Sarek's in 7th, Stevie in 7th, trying to catch him up. Sarek's in 8th. As we go through Sandevot. Has anyone else pitted yet? Blakeney's in. Blakeney's in the pits then, so Blakeney's in for his stop. That looks like a nice long stop, so looks like everything's going to plan there. And he'll go out the pits in a moment when the tyres are finished. There he goes, out the pits, gets onto the pit limiter, and then goes down the pit lane. There's a look at Stevie, and then that's his rival to beat out the pits. Obviously he's catching Stacker, so he'll have a bit of traffic. Blakeney will have clear track. So let's see if Blakeney keeps within the yellow line. He should do as we go towards Sandevot. Nicely inside the yellow line to a point, but I'll let you off for that. I'm not going to be like F1 and say that's a drive-through penalty for going slightly over the line. It's like, nope. As long as you keep majority within the yellow line and you just try and do your best to keep between it, and that's fine. Blakeney comes out the pits and completely scrubs those tyres onto the wall and continues. As then we've got Sarek's ahead of Stevie again now, so they've swapped again. And Stevie goes bang, hits him up the rear and says, "That's what I think of you overtaking me. Have that." As Stacker then with Sarek's behind. Stacker doesn't care if he's got someone else that's passing it. Oh, he does, because he's got hit the wall. Commentator's curse. But Stacker will try and stay with these boys as much as he can. I think we've got someone else in the pit lane. I can hear a car in the pits. Is that Spapper or someone? I think well, Stevie having a look at Stacker here around the outside. That's not going to work. But Stacker goes for the pits anyway. We've got Spapper exiting the pits, so Spapper's been into the pits for his pit stop. The guys just trying to get the cameras working. There's TY there, Stacker's in the pits, and where's Spapper? There he is. Coming out the pits where the yellow line is. Now this is going to be close with Stevie, and Stevie just gets him. Stevie just gets him, so Spapper back down behind Stevie and them, so not good for Spapper. Obviously losing that time at first did not help. As Blakeney goes through there, and then let's see where he comes out in relative to Stacker, who's coming out the pits now. So Stacker coming out the pits on the limiter, and you should be able to take it off now, Stack. There we go. Keeps within the yellow line. Rejoins the track, and Blakeney should be round here somewhere. There he is, Sandevot. So Blakeney's lost a bit of time as well, but Stacker comes out there. As we look at Spapper and Stevie having a nice battle here. But something must happen there, because Spapper slowed right down and let Stevie through. So we'll get a little replay on that. What happened to Stevie and Spapper? So Stevie in the white car and Spapper in the red car. So we go out of here, Spapper goes to the inside and then bang, contact with Stevie. But then Stevie gets the power around the outside. Replay on that. As we go back from that then, Stevie and the Spapper go to the inside. Close as you like there. Brilliant. As Andrea's been in the pits as well, I think. Andrea's on his way out of the pits. Keeps within the yellow line. in the yellow line on the way out. And in, that's it. And Neil Farmack's in the pits as well, so he's coming out from his pit stop. Will Razor come in? Yes. So busy pit lane time now. Obviously Bidzster will have his foot down knowing that Andrea's in the pits. As Neil Farmack comes out the pits, I'm watching these just to make sure that people stick to the yellow lines. As Neil Farmack comes out the pits then, he will rejoin in third. So Cyrix comes to his teammate behind this, Spapper coming through, TY, RZR and Stevie's in as well. So RZR leaves as Stevie comes into his box. So RZR Blade comes through there, there's Stacker and the rest. RZR Blade coming out the pits now. Out the pits he goes, and keep us within the yellow line. Easy on the throttle, trying to keep within the yellow line. Very nicely done there from RZR Blade, and out up the circuit as TY's ahead of him now. TY's getting some right time from these pit stops. As Stevie now coming out the pits, he cost it a bit there, but again he tried to stay within it best he could. And Stevie comes up the hill, and he's ahead of Stacker and Blakeney, so that's important for him as well. So Bids hasn't pitted yet, he's in now. Bids is in now, obviously, because that's my car, you can see it on the deck. But there we go, out the pits we go. Where's Andrea? Where is Andrea? There he is, Raskas. So this could be close between these two as Bidzster's still coming down the pit lane. Andrea's coming towards the last corner now. Out the pits we go. As Bidzster gets the limiter off. Go, 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 there's Andrea. And he's just come out ahead. He's just got to make sure he doesn't run too wide here. And up the corner, and he's out of it. And he's ahead. He stays ahead of Andrea, so Bidzster stays in the lead. Andrea second, Neil in third. Cyrix in fourth, so the two teammates still close together. Spapper in fifth, but TY reeling him in sixth position. RZR Blade in seventh on his own. Stevie in eighth. Got a bit of a gap to himself as well. And then Stacker in ninth, being caught by Blakeney, and that's not going to help you, Stacker, if you do that. Or that, because he hits the curb and then goes into the wall. And gifts ninth place to Blakeney. And Stacker just hit the curb, got the power on, hit the wall on the inside after the car just went veering off to the right and back down to 10th place. And Bradders is still in 11th place, still soldiering on. So I think everyone's more or less done the pit stops now, so this could be the way it stays for the rest of the race. And, well, not way it stays, sorry, that's the wrong turn of phrase, but all the pit stops have been done, so these will be the battles for the rest of the race, should I say. Down to the hairpin, Bradders has spun, Spapper hits him. So unlucky for Bradders there, and then obviously that's not helped Spapper out, but TY will be rubbing his hands together as we go down the hill then. Bradders obviously, I think he's recovered now. There he is, yeah, he's recovered. It's a good job but there by him as TY closes up on Spapper then. That really helped him out, got really close to the back of Spapper, but Cyrix has gone back down as well. He's gone back down from fourth place because he was behind his teammates, so Cyrix made a mistake somewhere as well as Spapper makes a mistake in the tunnel and TY goes through. Will he get the car stopped? Oh, just as Spapper then will try and attack back here down towards the swimming pool, or La Piscine as it's called in French, as we go down to the swimming pool through the chicane. Spapper goes to the inside. Whoa, risky stuff. TY just saw him. You can't really pass there unless you're really fully alongside, but risky stuff there by Spapper as he then gets attacked from Cyrix as we go through Raskas. 3 cars in one, brilliant stuff. This is what we like to see. Into the last corner and out of it. Down towards Sandoval again, over the start-finish line. Lap 14 for these guys now. Into Sandoval, Spapper hits the wall, slides, and how did he hold that? What a save. Brilliant save there. So 3 cars into one then, up the hill. Cyrix closing on Spapper here. Spapper goes wide, so does Cyrix, who's going to recover first. Cyrix does, tries to go up the inside, but no way through there. Will he try and get a run down the hill into the hairpin? Will he have a little look up the inside? He brakes, no way through yet. Spapper keeps a good line and doesn't let him through. Into the Lowe's hairpin then. A lot of time won and lost here. As Spapper slides the car in, so does Cyrix, but again, no way through as of yet. And then through the bottom, into the tunnel, and Spapper, what a line through there. Really pushing hard now, trying to catch TY, but with pushing hard comes risk. And speaking of pushing hard, Bidzster and Andrea are doing exactly that. Bidzster made a mistake on the last lap of 1:39.5. This lap's a 1:38.9, and Andrea 1:37.5. Andrea on the move here, trying to catch Bidzster with all his might. As we go up the hill from Sandoval, the two leaders nose to tail. Let's all look at the. Let's all look back here then. Spapper makes a mistake. And TY's got through past them both and then goes off and then bang, big incident there. As Cyrix couldn't really avoid him as TY was sideways, but massive incident there. We'll get a replay on that as well. So look at this incident then. So going into the corner, see Spapper's on the wall there, then he hits the wall and slows down, and then Cyrix comes through, and then TY loses it there, he's lost it, and then Cyrix has nowhere to go, bang, hits him, and then Spapper goes through, and then tries to get past Cyrix again, so it all just happened at once, but racing well. As we come back from that then, we look at Spapper and Cyrix, who have got ahead after that little incident from TY there, so they go through, TY back down to 6th place and Cyrix back up to 4th. Meanwhile the leaders are not much between them, only 1 second between them. Bidzster into the tunnel, pushing hard. Andrea in 2nd, again trying to catch him. Into the chicane we go. Round 1, round 2, get the power on. Andrea does the same, pushing hard. Into the little left. And then through the very fast swimming pool section. Obviously these cars no downforce whatsoever, it's all mechanical grip, so as Bidzster shows you there, drifting the car through the swimming pool and then hopefully drifting it through Raskas as well, trying to, as Brad has, bless him, in the wall again, trying really hard here. As Andrea makes a little mistake out the corner, compromises his line, that'll help Bidzster out a little bit. As we look at Cyrix then ahead of Spapper, only 1.3 seconds between them. Down to the chicane goes Cyrix, onto the brakes. Oh! Just about gets the car stopped. He kept the brakes on into the corner just to get the back end to step out there, so it actually turned into the corner, but still maintaining the same positions for now. The pit window closes on lap 20, so at the end of lap 20 onto lap 21 is the last time you can pit, and then it's closed from 21 onto 22. But I think most people have done the pit stops already in this one. Go down to the Lowe's hairpin with Bidzster then, drifting it into the Lowe's hairpin. Andrea following him, still very close on track between these as TY are back in 6th place. Now Stevie is catching RZR, he's closed him down to within 2.6 seconds, so Stevie catching up RZR Blade. There's RZR coming through Raskas, and there's Stevie coming into Raskas. There's RZR Blade, I think he's hit the wall. RZR Blade hit the wall there, he did a Schumacher, went in too fast and then hit the wall and parked it. So Stevie takes 7th place, RZR back down to 8th place. There's Blakeney then in 9th, Stacker in 10th, and Stacker's not too far behind Blake here, it's only 5 or 6 seconds behind, not too far, still keeping himself within touch of the pack. And back to the leaders then, Bidzster 2 seconds ahead of Andrea, so there's like a rubber band effect happening between these two. Bidzster pulls away, Andrea closes in, Bidzster pulls away, Andrea closes in. It's like a big game of roulette. And with it being Monaco, it's fitting with the casino and all the razzmatazz that comes with Monaco. Into Sandoval we go then. Ooh, little tap of the wall there from Bidzster, slides the car through Sandoval, and Andrea again slides the rear end a little bit through Sandoval as well. Both leaders still pushing very hard. It's double points. They both want the win. Because there's about 14 point difference between winning and coming second, so you'll definitely want those extra few points if you can. And we go down from the casino, down the hill to the hairpin, and then we've got the Lowe's hairpin after this. Let's have a look at, I think we got some traffic there, did we? And that was Bidzster coming up, and then we're coming up to lap Stacker at some point, so Bidzster's going to have a bit of traffic here. Now how will this affect things? So Bidzster slides it out through the tunnel, and then out through the tunnel, and Andrea's dropped back a little bit there, so 1:36.999 on the last lap for Bidzster, 38.2 for Andrea, so Bidzster finding time. He's still in this race as he slides into the chicane, parking it on the apex, as Andrea comes through there a lot more neatly than Bidzster did, but Bidzster got to give him credit for flamboyance. As we go through the swimming pool, slide one, slide another, catching up to Stacker with every wheel turn. Sliding it out the corner, through to Raskas. Catching up to Stacker now, not far off him. Bidzster gets the power on. Stacker does as well. Onto the start-finish straight. Down the start-finish straight. Andrea 3 seconds behind now. What's going to be Bidzster's lap here? 37.5. Andrea is... Oh, we'll just wait for Andrea's lap time to come up. 39.5. So look, Stacker's battling with Blake, so he's caught Blakeney up. Now, Bidzster's going to get past the battle here. He's probably going to have to wait for the tunnel, but we'll see what happens as he slides his way into Casino. Now he's stuck behind the traffic. Now's Andrea's chance to close in. With Stacker and Co lapping a lot slower. Bidzster trying to get round any way he can. He wants to try and save time, but Monaco is not easy to pass round. As we go down to the Lowe's hairpin. Stacker trying to have a go at Blakeney. Bidzster getting held up with every wheel turn here. Trying to get through, and Stacker makes a little mistake out in the corner. Bidzster trying to get through here. Can't quite do it. Then it'll wait for the tunnel. Now, power, power, power. Straight through he goes. Past Stacker. Stacker will lift off a little bit, but don't want to compromise too much to lose Blakeney as we go through the tunnel. Stacker hits the tunnel wall, and so does Andrea. And then Bidzster trying to outbrake himself as he goes to get past Blakeney, but I think he outbrakes himself there. Stacker neatly lets Andrea go through, and there's been contact between Blake and Bidzster. Oh, wow. How did that happen? And Bidzster's in the wall, so it's rattled by something. Andrea's right behind him now. Andrea takes the lead. Andrea takes the lead from Bidzster, but that all happened very quick. But Andrea is in the lead of the race. Bidzster behind him. We'll get a quick replay on that. Okay, here's a replay what happened between Bidzster and Blake. So remember, Bidzster's in the lead here, trying to lap Blakeney. So he almost loses it there. Blakeney goes wide out of here. Bidzster sees a gap on the left, goes for it, and then Blakeney gets the power on and comes across and hits us. And then we go down to the next corner, a bit rattled by that, hit the wall, and then Andrea there goes through on the left. And then let's have a look at that from Andrea's point of view. So breaking into the corner, we see Stacker runs a bit wide there through the curve, he lets us through. Blakeney goes to one side, Bidzster goes to the other. Blakeney then hits it goes in the middle of the road. Andrea very lucky to only get minor contact with him. Then even Andrea goes wide there, but because of Bidzster's big mistake, Andrea takes. Finally, let's have a look on board with Blakeney. So we run into the chicane, run a bit wide, and then we go wide here. We get the power on, we go a bit wide, and then we come across and we get the power on, and then into Bidzster. Then Andrea hits us, but only a glancing blow really, and Blakeney goes back down that. 10. As we come back from that then, it's Andrea in the lead from Bidzster. As we come over the line, Stacker behind, he's been lapped. As we go up the hill then, Andrea in front after that incident with Bids and Blake. And up the hill towards Casino. And then through Casino and slide! Andrea slides, so does Bidzster. Andrea's lost it! Bidzster goes to the outside, contact between the two leaders. Both really fighting for this lead now. And then down into the hairpin, Andrea not being able to... Well, he's defending well, but not able to pull away. Bidzster's all over him like a rash. Obviously really annoyed with what happened between him and Blakeney, but we'll see what happened. Obviously we saw what happened in the replay earlier, but Bidzster's obviously still a bit rattled by that, and he's lost his lead as Andrea trying to keep Bidzster back, but Bidzster sliding that car all over the place trying to get through. Just a quick look back to Spapper and TY, who are having a nice battle as well. Spapper and TY slide the way through Sandovot as well. As Bidzster and Andrea down to the chicane then. Bidzster looks up the inside, Andrea defends, not letting him through by any means. As we go up towards the swimming pool section now. Still the same way round as Spapper and TY together down towards the hairpin. Will TY have a look? No, he won't. As Bidzster comes back to the swimming pool, down to Raskas, trying to get past Andrea, who goes into Raskas, bit deep. Bidzster looks up the inside, but no, can't get through. Can't do it there. Wait for the straight, see what he can do on the straight as he hits the wall there. Again, still rattled by that. As Spapper and TY still close together then for a nice battle for 5th place. Into the tunnel, Spapper ahead of TY. Down to the first corner with Andrea and Bidzster then. Bidzster pushing hard, trying to get past Andrea. Andrea doing very well to keep him back, but remember, Monaco is hard to pass on anyway. So if Bidzster's going to get through, he's going to have to try and force a mistake from Andrea as he makes a mistake himself up the top and hits the wall. And where's Bidzster gone? Has he spun round? I don't know, I think he must have done a half spin there and gone off somehow, but Bidzster then falls 3 seconds behind Andrea, and that could be enough to get the win for Andrea. But Bidzster sliding the car around now, not wanting to give up, as Spapper and TY still battling with their positions as well. Obviously next lap, the last lap for the pit window, but I can safely say that everyone's pitted so far, so that's all good. As we go through, over the line. Spapper ahead of TY for 5th place. Oh, TY almost hits him and hits the wall. Just misjudged the braking a little bit there, and that's all it takes. As Neil Farmack sliding his way through Casino, and Cyrex, his teammate, trying to catch him up as well, so the two teammates very close. Bidzster's right on the back of Andrea again, so Andrea must have made a mistake somewhere, or either that or Bidzster's pushing like hell, but I would imagine it would be more likely that Andrea made a mistake, because to catch up that amount in one lap is really hard, but Bidzster is pushing, sliding that car everywhere. Into Raskas, catch him with every corner, slide the car out of the corner there. As Bidzster and Andrea come across the line to start lap 21. And then TY and Spapper still ahead of TY, then down to the chicane. Into the chicane we go. Spapper still ahead. TY nicely through the chicane there, doesn't want to lose any time, can't afford to. As Andrea in the lead then, only 7/10 ahead. Brothers lets him go through there, but Bidzster catching Andrea up hand over fist here. Absolutely reeling him in. Through the corner we go. Down to the hairpin. Andrea in front, Bidzster behind, over the curb. Very similar lines through there. Penultimate lap of the race. Andrea's lost it! Andrea's lost it on the inside curb. He's thrown it away. Andrea makes a mistake, he'll be kicking himself, there'll be all sorts of Italian swear words and everything going on, but Andrea hands the race to Bidzster on a silver platter. Absolutely brilliant, but not brilliant for Andrea, but Bidzster will be happy about that. He slides his way through the chicane. Andrea will be kicking himself. He'll not be saying blamissimo to himself, he'll be saying what the hell in Italian, but very unlucky there, just rode the curb on the inside too much and then span round. As Neil and Cyrex then, the two teammates battling it out for the last podium place. This should be a good little battle to watch for the end, until the end of the race as well. Neil Farmack being third more or less all the race, and Cyrex with the pace catching up to him. And we go through the tunnel, down to the end of the tunnel. Neil rubs the wall a bit there, loses a bit of time on the brakes. Brake into the chicane. Neil goes a bit wide. Cyrex takes a much better line through there. Might get a better run out the corner towards the swimming pool. Neil defends. He's not going to let his teammate have it his own way. As he goes into the swimming pool, Cyrex still behind. Can't quite get through. Into the fast bit of the swimming pool. Then the little bit where they've opened the wall out. And nicely through there. Up over the curb. To Raskas, and out of it, down towards the last corner. Oh, nicely through the last corner, both cars sliding through there. As on the last lap goes Bidzster then. There's Andrea, that's what the difference between a mistake and not making a mistake is. So Bidzster in the lead of the race, sliding his way onto the tunnel. Andrea gets that corner right this time, but still it's a bit too late now. As he's quite far, he's 5 seconds behind Bidzster now, so big gap. There's Spapper and TY still battling it out for 5th and 6th. Brilliant stuff between them two as well. Up the hill. Into Casino. Round Casino we go. Spapper loses a bit of time there, but again, not too bad. As we go down the bottom. As Bidzster then comes through the swimming pool chicane for the last time, sliding the car out. He's got 5 seconds, he can enjoy himself a little bit, but not too much maybe. As we go into Raskas, slide the car through there, on the power, through to the last corner. Bidzster is going to take the double points and win the race at Monaco. Well done to Bidzster, he wins at Monaco. Fantastic win for Bidzster, he wins. Brilliant race between him and Andrea all race. Andrea a well-deserved second, but not quite the position he wanted. He could have got first if it wasn't for that mistake, but Andrea well-deserved second place there. As Neil Farmack and Cyrex then, this is not over by any means. It might be now because Cyrex has hit the wall just as commentator's curse comes into it, but again there's a few corners left, so you never know, Neil could make a mistake, but he goes over the curb a bit there and down towards the last few corners as Brothers is going to finish in 11th. I can see him just up the road as Neil comes up to the line then with Cyrex behind. Neil's going to take the podium place from Cyrex. Neil takes 3rd position. Well done to Neil Farmack. Cyrex in 4th. good positions for them two as teammates. Well done to them both. And Spapper's just going to hold off T-White at the end. Is he? Yes! Spapper just holds off T-White at the end by a fraction. Brilliant race between them two. And Razor and Stevie aren't finished as Stevie hits him into the chicane. Azadar has to shortcut. As we go to the last bit, as Razor's slowing down because obviously the game's saying he's got to let him through. So Razor's slowing down because he's got to let Stevie through, or is he gonna? I don't know. That was a bit confusing there, but all's well that ends well. Obviously, as we go through the last few chicanes, Razor in front of Stevie still. Blaney's finished the lap down, by the way, and so has Stacker and Bradders. So we're just waiting for Azadar and Stevie to come to the line, and we'll have to pause it just before the line, but it's going to be a close finish. But it's just going to be Azadar from Stevie on the line. There we go, Azadar from Stevie on the line. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now, guys. Okay, guys, here's the results from that race then. So Bidzster wins that one. Well done to Bidzster. He gets the win in the double points race. And second for Andrea. Third for Neil. Fourth is Cyrex. Fifth is Spapper, as we go over the page. TY in sixth. Stevie in seventh. Azadar finishes eighth. Ninth is Blake. And then Stacker finishes 10th. Bradders in 11th. And then Callum, unfortunately, retires from the race. Okay, guys, and now on to the points. It is Bidzster on 193 points, way ahead in the championship now after that double points victory. Sarek second on 142, Neil and third on 130, Andrea up to fourth on 106, and Spapper on 91 in fifth. Teams championship, Sarek and Neil leading the way on 272, Bidzster and Bradders on 196, Andrea and Blake on 134, and then Stevie and Callum on 100. So there's your winner from that race in that Lotus there, Bidzster. Well done to Bidzster, he takes the double points victory, and we will see you guys next time at Long Beach in the Lotus 78. So see you next time, guys, take care.